I don't know if you can hear it. The wind has been blowing stuff around. Or I guess that could be the neighbors. I don't know. Now, some of that's the wind. At least some of that's the wind. Anyway, the next thing I'm going to cover is for Laura. Her YouTube channel is Nigella for me. Anyway, in her latest video, she was talking about the TV ads just not being very interesting anymore. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've seen one or two that were, but most of them are, they don't measure up to some of the older, some of the older ads. They put a lot more thought to. They're a lot more interesting. Now, if anybody is interested, a lot of the old TV ads, a lot of the old radio ads are here on YouTube. If you just search, old radio or TV ads, they will come up here on YouTube. I don't think they all are, but a lot of them are. Somebody will bundle maybe half an hour worth of ads on it's just interesting to listen to some of the old ads. Now, some of the newer ones, yeah, I'm agreeing with Laura on some of them. Some of these ads are some of the, the prescription drug, where they have to by law, and let the side effects from these drugs, and some of them are well, just it may cause dizziness. It may may cause they may cause suicidal thoughts for different prescriptions. Say, why the hell would you take something that gives you these side effects? I don't get it. Um, one day's wonder drug is the next day's subject of a class action lawsuit. So you just don't know what prescription drugs you really want to take because they might just cause more harm than good. Just my thought. Now the next thing I'm going to cover is for Alexa. Her YouTube channel is Alexa XJ669. Anyway, yeah, I suggested that, well, she had drawn a picture of something she called Ratfink. I'm not really familiar with that particular image, but anyway, I'd suggested to her that the image that is another YouTube channel, Gnarly Speed Shop. It's boyfriend and girlfriend that do have an automotive channel. They're here on the West Coast, LA or someplace like that, somewhere on the West Coast, but they've got a symbol for their YouTube channel that looks a little bit like that Ratfink. I just thought you might want to look at that. It's some symbol on a surfboard, just because it is on the West Coast. And I was thinking that for some reason I'm thinking gnarly was spelled with a K. I have no idea why. I'm terrible spelling, but gnarly is actually spelled with a G. So if you want to look up a gnarly speed shop, it's gnarly with a G. Just tossing that out there to Alexa or anybody else that wants to watch gnarly speed shop. Let's see. Last thing I want to cover here is for me. Now, there's a whole bunch of electronic projects that are on my bucket list of stuff to do. I've got a bunch of old shortwave receivers. I've got some that I found. I've got one that I actually bought new back in the early '80s. Oh, it's got the dial. It's an old analog receiver with a little pointer and a string on there. I remember that string torn up. I think I've still got it. I've got some of these storage that I pile stuff in. I need to see if it's still in there because I'd actually had a dream a couple of weeks ago that I was looking for it and couldn't find it. There was two or three things that I wanted to get to. Now I want to have a good working shortwave receiver. Now there's something that Laura had said in one of her videos where she kind of had sensed that something bad was going to happen, and I don't quite have that sense. But I'd still like to have several pieces of equipment. I'd like to have a working CB radio in my pickup. I'd like to have at least one or two working shortwave receivers. Make some type of 12-volt power supply for them. Or some. There's one on Amazon. It's not. It's a. Oh, I can't. It's a software-defined shortwave radio. They're actually pretty cheap. They've got them for around $40. It's an SI 41 or an SI 47 something. I'll give you the exact numbers on it if anybody's interested. They've got some updated ones that are more expensive. That's the reason those are quite a bit cheaper because they've updated the model. And there are shortwave receivers that they use this one little software-defined radio chip that has they use like a Pi Pico in there, and it's all um, software controlled. It's hard to describe it. I'll give you a better description of it if anybody's into electronics or in making their own stuff and stuff like that. Okay, bye for now. That's cool. Who here watches Mr. Carlton? Mr. Carlton's Lab. That's his YouTube channel. I watch him, and he says bye for now. Hey, Mr. Carlton. Hey, pick up some of my other language. Like Auf Wiedersehen, ciao, das Vestania, Evaya con Dios, mahalo, au revoir.